Your thoughts there, Rick?
It's a fantastic game. It had really good pace. Both pitchers were fantastic today, and you know, as I've been saying, I just said to Steve that you know, a lot of things are happening for our club right now. But you know, a couple of the main things we got going for us is you can see our team is committed to play until we run out of outs, and we have some depth in our lineup. As you saw today, the bottom of the order got us started with 3 singles in the 8th inning and set the tables for the big guys to do their job and drive runs in.
You've seen a lot of things in your career, but how do you go from Hamburger looking absolutely invincible to what happened in that 8th inning?
You just have to stay patient. There's not really much you can do. I mean, his command was great today. His stuff wasn't as good as we've seen it in the past, but he was pitching on short rest. But his slider wasn't, the slider we're accustomed to seeing. But that guy knows what he's doing out there. He can pitch, and he's got command of a 4-seamer and 2-seamer to both sides of the plate. He threw BP fastballs, change-ups. I mean, he did everything out there, and you just have to patiently wait. And sometimes your opportunity is not going to happen until late in the game. And when you're facing a pitcher like Mark that has such good command that turns a 17-inch plate into 19 inches, you're going to have to pick one side of the plate or the other. You can't cover both against that guy. And they waited for pitches out over the plate, and they were slightly elevated, put good swings on it, and got rewarded for it. I mean, not much you can do. You just got to be patient.
How about your starter, who seemed, other than a little bump in the 5th, maybe one bad pitch he'd like back?
Yeah, it's really not. It was a fantastic effort, 8 innings. You're right. It's really hard to fault the one bad pitch. It gives up a leadoff double to Shoemaker, and then the 3-2 breaking ball gets hit for the base hit to drive in their go-ahead run with a man at first. And he's just trying to stay ahead in the count and stay aggressive like he's been up until that point in the game. Just left one in the middle of the plate, and the young kid put a good swing on it, hit the home run. It's really hard to fault him. Hindsight's always 20/20, and you can say it's a bad pitch, but I've been out there enough times. You're going to have to attack the zone and take your chances. And if I'm Kevin, I'm doing the exact same thing. His stuff was good today. They really weren't putting many good swings on it, but tip your cap to the young shortstop to put the good swing on it. But Kevin was fantastic today. He's been away from us. He left us in Sioux Falls to go home for a wedding, so we haven't seen him in 4 or 5 days. But evidently he must have done some kind of preparation at home. I don't know how he did it, but threw the ball really well today.
Well, and he struck out the last 5 batters he faced, which is no small feat at a time when a guy should be tiring.
No, it's not. He should be tiring, and that's Kevin. He's kind of figured some things out here over the last couple of years, and he just kept battling right away. And, after he gave up the 3 runs, the most important thing he did was have quiet innings and continue to put zeros up there and give us a chance.
Let's get thoughts on the game there, Kevin.
What an amazing win, a comeback win too, and our bats came alive, with the playoff race at hand, and we needed a big win. And facing Mark Hamburger, it's really going to set the tone for the rest of the series. I can't say enough about our hitters, and Mason called a great game, and I felt really confident out there. So thanks a lot for the run support at the end, and hopefully we take this into the next game.
You seem to actually be getting stronger as the game went on. I think you struck the last 5 guys out. How do you account for that? You should be tiring, hypothetically, right?
Well, I had a feeling that they were sitting on a few pitches here and there, and I had to mix it up.
Right.
And I felt really strong about my changeup, which is something that I feel like hitters in the league don't know I have, and it felt really good today. So when I started throwing it, they seemed to be swinging and missing on it, and I felt like one swing, I might as well throw it again, and before you know it, I had a bunch of strikeouts at the end, and felt good.
A little more gas in the tank with a little extra rest. You guys had all been pitching on short rest for a few weeks there, so I think you last pitched last Monday, right? So
yeah, I did have an extra day, which really helped out a lot, especially with that grind that we had going into August. But and I knew I was going to have to go out there 7-8 innings, and I felt really confident. It's good to have that extra day, but now I'm back in that rotation where I can't wait to go out to pitch again.
And just from a fellow pitcher's perspective, what are you seeing from Victor right now, who he did it on, I know you weren't here on Saturday, but he did it again tonight. He's making good hitters look kind of foolish up there, actually.
I always feel like Victor's got the best stuff on the team whenever he's on, and I have a lot of confidence in him. He's a true professional. He's a guy that I looked up to at the end of last year, and especially this year. He's got the hardest work ethic too. he's the guy that runs the most and prepares the most. And there's no surprise that he's up there on strikeouts with other starters. So, it's something that, if you work hard, it's going to show in the games, and that definitely shows with Victor.
Let's get your thoughts there, Reggie.
Man, big win. McGovern came in there and gave 8 great innings. Hats off to Wes and Swaggy E and Kitty Cat for getting started. I'm just happy we got the win.
You love those big moments, right? When the game's on the line and you come up there, first 2 swing and miss. But how did you regroup and get that big hit?
Just trying to do too much at the beginning, and then when you get 2 strikes, you just like Tom says, man, just try to walk it out and just try to put the bat on the ball. And fortunately, I got the hit, and we got the win.
And how do you explain the first 7 innings where Hamburgers kind of got you guys all tied up in knots, and then all of a sudden you explode in the 8th?
Like I said, man, hats off to Swaggy E, Cats, and West, man. They got it started.
Bottom of your order.
Yeah. So once them guys get going, man, I tell everybody, man, them 3 guys right there should be in the top of somebody else's lineup. And just to have them at our bottom of our lineup, that tells you right there that our team is deep. And them guys are great ball players. From everybody, man. That them 3 guys at the bottom, man, is unreal.
The end of that game almost felt like a playoff atmosphere. Do you feel the games are getting different the closer we are to the end here?
Yeah, man, it's getting different, man. Every time you getting ready to try to get to the playoffs and stuff, games are getting harder and getting difficult. So once you win these games, you come back like that. These games are big games. So anytime, like I said, anytime we play Fargo, St. Paul, it's gonna be playoff atmosphere anyway. Everybody comes out to play great baseball. Everybody tries to do their best when them guys come in.